Hi, I'm Kendra, the Assistant Curator and Collections Manager of the Paleontology Division of the Museum of Texas Tech University. Today, I want to talk about coprolites. The word coprolite means dungstone. Coprolites are fossilized feces. Do you know what feces are? It's poo. Ew! When we think of fossils, we usually imagine petrified bones. But there is another type called trace fossils. Some examples of trace fossils are footprints, impressions, casts and molds, burrows, and bromelites. Bromelites are the fossilized remains of an animal's digestive system, including coprolites and coprolites. The process of preserving coprolites does not happen effortlessly. Poop isn't hard like bone, so when an animal defecates, that fecal matter will normally degrade quickly due to the actions of bacteria and elemental weathering. In order for feces to become fossilized, it must be buried immediately after it's expelled from the animal's body. Preservation is an integral step in any fossilization process. Following this burial, groundwater, saturated with minerals such as calcite, iron, silica, and more, seeps into the tiny holes and pores of the dung, much like water into a sponge. Over time, the minerals in the groundwater replace the decaying organic matter, leaving the shape of the dung intact. Carnivores, meat eaters, and herbivores, plant eaters, produce different types of coprolites. Because of these differences, paleontologists find coprolites from carnivores more often. The calcium phosphate found in animal bone and teeth is broken down by the carnivore's digestive system and intermixed with their excrement. Half of the work of mineralization is already done before it even exits the animal's body. Herbivores, on the other hand, eat organic material which does not imbue their feces with the same structural strength. So when paleontologists find herbivore coprolites, they know that the preservation step of fossilization happened very quickly, which tells them a lot about the ecology of that area. Did you know? We find many coprolites here in West Texas. We find coprolites in almost every shape and form. Some are round on both ends or tapered on the ends. Some are spherical, some are spiral shaped, and some look like tiny little scrolls. Many coprolites look similar to the feces we see today. Many of these are from larger reptiles that we find during the Triassic period, which is approximately 252 to 201 million years ago. Spiral coprolites tell paleontologists that ancient sharks or fish were in that area. Many modern fish have spiral-shaped intestines, and paleontologists use that knowledge to draw similar conclusions about fossilized feces. Some spiral coprolites have spirals that are distributed roughly evenly along the entirety of the specimen. This is called Amphipolar. Some modern lungfish produce Amphipolar feces. When the coprolite has spirals that are concentrated at one end, that is called Heteropolar. These are much more common than Amphipolar coprolites. Coprolites that are kidney-shaped and curved, also called Reniform, will have longitudinal grooves or striations, and these are likely from Permian reptiles or crocodilomorphs. Here we have a possible coprolite, which is a remnant of digestive material that wasn't exited from the body. As you can see, it holds a bit of the shape of the intestine. It also has a tiny piece of fish scale or tooth embedded in it. So how do paleontologists use coprolites? Coprolites can help paleontologists date major segments of geological time. It's difficult to identify exactly what animal produces a coprolite because coprolites aren't often found in the same exact place as bone fossils. So what do the study of coprolites reveal? We can still discern what kind of environment and the local animals of that region. When we find an abundance of spiral coprolites, we know that we are looking at an aquatic environment with fish and sharks. We can also tell what kind of animals may have interacted. When we find teeth or fish scales in coprolites, we know that animal was likely a carnivore that hunted around a body of water. It helps fill in the holes when recreating what life would have looked like hundreds of millions of years ago. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.